Most of my life has been lived in cities. New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, places built upward, outward, fast. I love nature, but I'll be honest, I've always experienced it somewhat at a distance. Parks, beaches, maybe enjoying a fireside barbecue on an RV staycation. You know, just the basics. This trip to the Yucatan changed that. Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum weren't just destinations for me, they were invitations. An invitation to slow down, to listen, not just to the land, but what the land might be reflecting back, as it's done for indigenous populations for thousands of years. This is also a story about family, new destinations, and an indescribable essence that seems to encompass every part of this region. It was a family reunion of sorts. All 14 of us converged from both coasts at the Fives Resort in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The gathering sparked memories of the Brady Bunch going to Hawaii, but way more food. And this trip also included a special excursion led by Ruta Maya Eco Tours. And the first stop was the Tulum archaeological site on the east coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, set against the sandy shores of the Caribbean Sea. I stand at the limestone edge of the world at the Tulum archaeological site, where the Caribbean breathes against ancient stone and time feels suspended. These walls once guarded a thriving Maya port, aligned with stars, trade routes, and the rhythms of the sea. As the wind moves through the temples and the turquoise water glints below, it's easy to sense that belief, survival, and beauty conveyed here are enduring. These temples date back over 1,500 years. Only the governor and key personnel such as key merchants and military officers lived right here on the residence. There is evidence of their homes. Some are no longer here, but every piece is accounted for. I'm here with Amelia.
Hola.
She's giving us such a nice tour of this area.
Thank you very much.
Tulum. How long have you been coming here to give the tours?
Around 5 years.
5 years.
These kind of tours are around 5 years. Yes.
This site is truly such a special place. Like you were telling us, the people who resided here were the government and certain merchants and certain military officials.
That's the way they used to live here, inside the city and outside the walls of the city. The rest of the population used to live here.
What surprised me was how familiar it felt to the Acropolis in Athens, Greece, which I visited last year. Another civilization, another continent, another era. Yet the same questions echoed through the stone. Who were these structures really for? What knowledge did they hold? And how much of it was meant to last? I can't help but feel there are threads connecting the great cultures of the world, technologically, spiritually, symbolically, even when separated by vast distances and time. Next stop was a voyage into the lush and abundant tropical jungle within the Labnaha Park, near Tulum, to explore Cenote Caracol. A cenote is a natural freshwater sinkhole formed when limestone bedrock collapses to expose groundwater from underground river and cave systems. If I told you this kid from the Bronx, who could get a little shifty around pigeons and squirrels, and trust me, those Bronx pigeons are not to be messed with, that one day I'd be swimming in a cenote deep inside of a cave inhabited by bats and other creepy crawlers, I'm not sure if I'd believe you. It was the real bat cave. If only my old buddy Adam West could have seen it. But I digress. We're here at Cenote Caracol. We're going to do some swimming. From fear came exhilaration, however. I was getting a glimpse into something very special. To the Maya, cenotes weren't swimming holes, they were portals. Gateways to Xibalba, the sacred underworld, where gods, ancestors, and cosmic forces intersected with the living, as referenced in carvings as seen in another sacred ruin, Chichen Itza. The cenote wasn't considered a place you just visited, it was a place you entered with reverence. For me, this sparked ideas of other great spiritual narratives. In the biblical story of Genesis, the text reads, "In the beginning, the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." That line never felt more poignant. Submerging in the cenote's water felt like a quiet baptism. No audience, no words, just surrender. Next stop was a snorkeling expedition to swim along turtles in the beautiful Bay of Akumal, a protected turtle sanctuary. It was actually my first time snorkeling, and the turtles couldn't have been better companions. It was a sunlit ocean, far removed from the dim stillness of the cenote, yet the immersion was just as illuminating. In many Mesoamerican traditions, turtles symbolize the earth itself, patience, endurance, and a world carried gently on a living back. Watching these turtles, I'm reminded of how much we carry that they never do. We weigh ourselves down with schedules, expectations, and the constant pull of elsewhere. They move without urgency, present, unburdened, and complete in the moment they inhabit. And in their quiet rhythm, there's a lesson we've forgotten. Peace isn't found by adding more, it's found by letting go. And of course, the heartbeat of the trip was quality time spent with family, whom I see far too infrequently. There was lots of laughter, amazing accommodations, and a seemingly unlimited supply of tasty food and drinks. And while my family may be used to some colorful characters back in New York and Philly, nothing could have prepared them for the local wildlife, which included spider monkeys, iguanas, and coati. Until our next journey, my friends, remember, whether your path is guided strictly in terms of the laws of science and nature, or whether you follow more spiritual directions, we're all on this great voyage together, and we must always be the truth. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on our journey into the science of faith.